Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for a quick resin video. All right, so I'm doing a super quick video and I figured I would set up the camera and hit record. I'm trying something for the first time and I figured, you know what, why don't I just record it and show you guys what I'm doing. So here I have a silicone mold from Lolivefe. It is a square silicone mold and I don't even know what size it is. Let's see, how big is it? It is 6 inches. Yep, 6 by 6 inches. Okay. And so I have these hydrangea flowers out in my backyard that are sitting in pots that I have neglected to put in the ground. And so some of them have dried out already. And so I figured, you know what? I am going to put one of these in here with resin and see what happens. So typically when you want to dry flowers, you would put them in silica gel and it's like that sand and you leave it in there and for a couple of days and your flowers dry. However, these are pretty dry already. So I'm going to just experiment. I'm going to put this one in here. Now I know it's obviously coming out the back, which is fine. I'm more concerned about what it's going to look like in the front. So, and again, I'm just testing this out. So we'll see what happens. Now I've mixed a batch of resin here. And before you say anything or even think it, it is a lot of resin. And the reason for that is because I did a different project about an hour ago and I realized it wasn't going to work. So I literally dumped all the resin out of that project and put it in here. And that's why I'm doing this. So there's going to be a lot of extra resin, which I will use to fill up my skull mold or any other molds I may have that need to be filled up because I am not wasting a drip of this resin. Okay. Now, speaking of resin, because this is a deep mold, I am going to be using Krystal Resin's deep casting resin. Okay, so this is a 2-to-1 ratio, not to be confused with the shallow casting resin that they have on their website. They have two. They have a deep casting, which is 2-to-1, this one, and then they have a shallow casting resin, which is 1-to-1. You need the deep casting resin for this because it is a thick mold. And speaking of thick, let's see how thick it is. Let's see, it is about 2 inches thick. So I'm going to go with the deep casting resin, and also because it is virtually bubbleless once you pour it in here. So I'm going to stop talking because I need to put this resin in here because I'm telling you, you do not want to see the debacle I did earlier. So, and you know, we all make mistakes or whatever. So, oh boy. So I'm just going to pour. Ooh, I should pour slowly, but this thing is so full. All right. That should do it. I'm going to pour in the center and let it flow over the petals. Oh, this is great because I'm using most of this resin. I was really worried I was going to have so much resin left. This is great. This makes me happy because I was so worried I was going to waste so much resin and I was like really bummed out about it. So I'm glad to know that I'm not going to waste a lot of resin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully just kind of push these down to get them wet and hopefully they stay down. And like I said, if they don't, I will simply, you know, clean up the back of it, cut them off or whatever after this dries. But again, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but I had to use the resin up or else it would have been a complete colossal waste of resin, and I did not want to do that. I was very upset. All right, so, and this could actually be filled up a bit more. So let me, boy, oh boy, I say so a lot, don't I? Such a habit. All right. Hold on one momento, please. Gotta pour the rest of this used up resin in this cup from my failed mold. You know, stuff happens. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to fill this a little bit more so that it comes right to the tip top. I'm very happy that I'm using most of this resin up because I did not want to waste any of it. All right. Oh, that is full to the brim. All right. So you see these little bubbles here? They will disappear on their own, which is great. This is what I love about this resin. But I also did, these air bubbles are coming up because they're hiding under the flower petals. So I'm just gonna kind of do this, and hopefully if there's any air bubbles trapped under here, they will release. I'm very curious to see how this is gonna turn out. Good, bad, whatever. All right, and then, so I'll just leave this, flatten it down. I'll come back to it as it's slowly curing and see if I can push them down when the resin is a little harder instead of it being so fluid and liquidy right now. Liquidy, is that a word? I just made a word. I seem to do that a lot. All right, so that's it. I'm gonna leave it, and when this does dry, I'm gonna snip off the stem. I'm gonna leave it for now because I want to be able to make sure I can manipulate it the way I want. So there we go. So we'll see how this mold turns out with these pretty dried flowers. And as I said, the mold is from Krystal Resin, and you can save 10, not the mold. The mold is from Lolivefe, and you can save 10% off all your Lolivefe products using code Kanella5. The resin is from Krystal Resin, and remember, it's got to be the deep casting resin 2:1 ratio, and you can save 7% off that using code Kanella5. All right, so this needs now about 3 to 4 days to cure, and I shall be back in 3 to 4 days to take it out, and we'll see what happens. This is going to be like one of my quickest videos ever, so I'll be back. All right, so next step, this is hard as a rock. Look at this. All right, so I'm going to take it out of the mold, and let's see what we get. Oh, it's hard to take out. Let me just, okay. Ooh, sharp edges too. Ooh. There we go. Oh, wow. Ow, the edges are sharp. Be careful. Holy smokes, are they sharp. Let's turn this back. Cool. Wow. Look at this. Wow. Okay, the edges are ridiculously sharp, so those are gonna have to get sanded down. Look at this. This is amazing. Now, I don't want to get any fingerprints on here, but look how clear that is. Wow. Super duper clear. Very clear. So aside from a few air bubbles, because they were obviously trapped under the petals, I'm really loving this thing. Now, of course, we've got the back here where there's leaves protruding out. So, and I had 2 air bubbles here, but these corners are sharp. But yeah, so you could sand or just leave it. Like I might just chop off these parts here. Let me try and do that. Although I kind of like holding it from here. I'm gonna leave it for now. I actually think it adds character. Look at that. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that part yet. I will figure it out. But my whole point of this video was to test this out because I wanted to test out the deep casting resin with some flowers so that you guys could see how crystal clear this thing is. Like, this is insane how clear it is. I'm super happy with this resin. So again, this was the deep casting resin from Krystal Resin. And don't forget, you can save the 7% off using code Kanella5. So there you go. Super quick little video I wanted to show you guys. And again, the mold is from Lolivefe, where you can save 10% off your Lolivefe products using code Kanella10. So there you have it. If you ever want to dry any flowers or just put anything in this really deep mold, you can do so and then use the deep casting resin and voila. So I am going to try this again with, you know, flowers that don't protrude out of the back, but let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this. And yeah, I might use this as like a bookend or just decoration like this. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But until next time, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.